What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Tiger T. I'm Tyler, and today I'm going to be watching more The Odd Ones Out. We're doing movies I thought were weird. Um, yeah, I'm interested to see what they have to say about this. I think we've all seen movies that we look back and we're like, that was interesting. And The Odd Ones Out always comes with very good topics, some good examples and stories and stuff like that. So I can't wait to see what he has to say, and so let's do that right now.
Made in the 70s about a pig and a spider. Yeah, Charlotte's Web.
Charlotte's Web, yep.
Remember how it made us a lot of money? I mean, remember how it ended on a cliffhanger? What was he talking about? It was a cliffhanger. I didn't know.
Did it?
No. Yeah, big cliffhanger. It's been 30 years. Everyone wants to know what happened to that spider. The spider died, Ethan.
Yeah,
Oh,
the spider died.
But you got one thing right. Everyone is wondering what happened next. The first movie wasn't satisfying enough. America needs a sequel. Who would watch that? And then 3 years later, we can make a live-action version. Now you're speaking my language,
Gross.
Ethan. Everyone else, you're fired. For some reason, movie producers and showrunners think that kids are stupid and don't know what good content is. They probably think that as long as a
Which
kid
really
show is a
isn't
cartoon
true,
in its
honestly.
movie, they'll love it. Well, here's the truth, Hollywood. The cartoons don't have to move, but you do need to write likable characters and a plot that actually makes sense. The only people who know what kids like these days are YouTubers. Am I right, fellow youths? Hashtag let Pokemon go to the polls. I thought I had pretty low standards as a kid.
You remember
Sometimes I'd
Hillary
be watching the
Clinton?
show, and even
Wild.
I think, this is weird. Why does this need to exist? Why are the animals singing? One of my favorite shows growing up was Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yes.
Anyway, because I'm an adult, I bought
Yes.
and framed 3 Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards.
Oh.
Dang it, these cards are too small to even fit in the frame.
I don't even
Oh,
know
God.
why I liked Yu-Gi-Oh so much. It was basically just anime characters playing the exact same card game over and over. Yu-Gi-Oh
Nah,
would
but
be
it was
losing,
lit, though.
He would give a speech about friendship or the heart of the cards, and then he would draw the Yu-Gi-Oh must-win card.
He did.
Most
He
of the
did do
time,
that.
He wouldn't even play by the rules, and then rinse and repeat that formula for 200 more episodes and 4
Nah, but it
spin-offs,
was
and
good,
you've
though.
got
Come
yourself
on,
a
it was good.
successful anime. I think Yu-Gi-Oh was the first sign that gaming channels were going to be a thing. Kids just love watching other people play games.
That's an interesting
If they suck
perspective.
at them.
I never really
Okay,
thought of it
enough
like that
about
before.
Japanese cartoons. If Yu-Gi-Oh was able to keep my hyperactive attention span engaged, then what TV shows did I think were weird even as a kid? Keep in mind that these opinions are coming from someone who thought the Star Wars prequels were good. So, Misa, take it with
I
a
feel like
grain of
people have
salt.
warmed up to the
Teenage
sequels, though.
Mutant Ninja Turtles. To be fair, I've never seen a single episode of TMNT. From what I hear, it's a good series, but just the concept by itself was enough to
For
make
the
me
most
brain
part,
think,
yeah.
This show is silly and I'm not gonna watch it. Like, come on. Ninja Turtles? That's a little weird, seeing that turtles are slow and aren't very maneuverable.
Help, I'm a turtle and I can't get up.
They're mutants? Okay, I guess that makes sense. And they're teenagers? Teenagers are mean to me. This is where I draw the line. Those are 3 adjectives that don't belong in a sentence together. And they're named after famous Renaissance artists? Why don't you just give them normal turtle names like Sheldon? Whatever. Let's go watch a real show about Japanese people playing card games. I used to think that the Powerpuff Girls was a girly TV show, and so
Nah, but like first off though, TMNT, great cartoon. I don't think I ever really watched the original one, like the original cartoon. But I did really, really enjoy. Did I talk about this in something else already? I don't remember. I did really enjoy the 2003 version that was on CW, I guess, like CW Kids or whatever. That was really good. That was like the dark and gritty reboot. We're the 90s, even though we're the early 2000s. That one was really good, I feel like. And then they came out with the newer one on Nickelodeon, which is the 3D animated one, which I didn't really like at first, but it turns out that's also really good. And then they came out with Rise of the TMNT, back to 2D. That's also really good. Yeah, so I mean, TMNT for the most part, pretty solid. I would say it only really falters when they make movies, because like the live action ones, I really enjoy them, but looking back, they're really not that good. But it's that nostalgia for me that will just always be there. But then there's the 3D animated TMNT, which came out in like '07 or something like that, or like '08, I think. That one was actually like legitimately good. And then the Michael Bay ones, which people are pretty divisive on, but overall a fairly like solid and consistent property.
Never watched it, but then the show got rebooted and everyone on the internet was saying how much they used to love the original, and all I could think was, man, if only I wasn't a sexist baby. Do you guys remember Zaboomafoo?
Hold on. Powerpuff Girls was really good. You're crazy. Well, he hasn't seen it, so I can't really be mad at someone I can't be mad at someone hasn't watched something and gives their opinion on it. you know. Yeah, I also didn't watch the reboot because I wanted to, but then from the clips I've seen online, it was just like weird, and like I don't really agree because I think that whole like reboot of cartoons really started with Teen Titans Go. Teen Titans Go, solid cartoon. I think it's gone on too long, like many cartoons do. They just go on too long because they make too much money. I'm not as harsh on Teen Titans Go as other people are. I understand why it hit a soft spot for people because they wanted more Teen Titans and it's never getting Teen Titans Go. Which I don't really think that's how that works. I don't think they decided to stop Teen Titans and make Teen Titans Go when they were years and years apart. But I do understand the hate for that trend where instead of bringing back a cartoon that's similar to what you watched, like Powerpuff Girls, you're doing Powerpuff Girls reboot, and it's like, oh, it's like way more cartoony and way more like slapsticky. It's like, oh, this isn't really what we liked about Powerpuff Girls. You know what I mean? So yeah, I definitely understand that.
Who was the show on PBS Kids where a lemur and these two brothers named the Krat brothers would teach kids all about
Dude, I
wild
remember
animals?
this.
I always thought
This was
the two
great.
brothers were named the Crap brothers, and I only just learned their real names right now when I looked up how to spell Zaboomafoo. Also, they have a website, and it looks like this. Anyway,
Heck
one
yeah,
of
it
the
does.
episodes was all about eggs. The Crap brothers talked all about the different kinds of eggs animals lay, and then the lemur asks,
What's it like to be in an egg?
and then one of the Crap brothers just appears in a giant egg and says, it's pretty squishy and gooey in here. And he brought a pizza with him.
Pizza!
I watched that
Weird.
episode as a kid and had two questions. One, how do you get inside the egg? And
It's a
two,
good question.
what laid him? The more
It's an
I
even
thought
better
about
question.
it, the weirder I felt. This is how fetishes start, PBS. Can you believe my brother is inside this egg? Now, when I think back to movies I thought were weird as a kid, the first thing that comes to mind were those frickin' American Mousetail ones.
What?
They're about these mice trying to immigrate to
These
America.
movies are
Good
incredible.
luck doing a 2017 reboot. Also, I have to talk about all those bad Disney sequels.
Sure,
They're all
yeah,
bad.
sure.
Don't tell me, oh, I thought The Little Mermaid 2 was all right. No,
No,
they're
it
all
wasn't.
bad. My least favorite one was The Hunchback of Notre Dame 2. I remember one time I watched both movies back to back, and just having seen the first movie and then seeing the opening scene in the second one, I thought, what is this? It should be called The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I know those Disney sequels were just an easy way for Hollywood to make money.
They
Think
were,
about
they
how
were.
much more money they could have made if they just made good sequels. There was this one movie called Quest for Camelot, and as a kid, I liked this movie. It wasn't on my top 10, but it was alright. There was this one griffin who I thought looked cool and had a funny voice.
Precisely.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
However, there's one part in the movie, and if you've already seen this movie, you probably know what I'm going to talk about, where a two-headed dragon sings a song about wanting to be separated from the other dragon. There's a lot of things wrong with this song. I don't want to go too in-depth, but at one part they dress up as Cher and Elvis for some reason.
Weird.
Except kids who watch this are too young to know or care about these people, and any adults watching this with their kids are just thinking, this is uncomfortable. Keep in mind that it takes a team of people to animate something like this. This song had to go through multiple, well-paid professional songwriter people, and they all had to look at the scripts and go, yeah, this is definitely a good idea. The last movie that I suppressed was Charlotte's Web 2. Wilbur's Great Adventure.
Oh
I don't
my
think enough
god.
people are
I feel like
talking
I've
about
seen
movie.
this.
I thought the first one was a classic story about a pig who cheats death because a nerd spider took pity on him. Also, I just want to talk about this one scene in the first movie where Wilbur found out the farmers were going to kill him, so he started crying, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I know this pig isn't even real, but that scene was the closest thing to turning me vegan. The sequel is exactly what you'd expect from a sequel made 30 years after the original to be. They did change the character design a lot. I guess all these celebrities are still doing plastic surgery. Look what they made Charlotte look like in the sequel. The reason I bring
Why
up
does
this
she have
movie
hair?
is because of a scene towards the end. So this one character just can't fit in with all the other farm animals. He's a black sheep. Literally, they made him a black sheep. He was doomed to be an outcast from the start. And then a fox has a musical number,
Hell yeah, he
attacks the
does.
farm, and then goes after the black sheep.
The other white meat.
But he doesn't kill and eat the black sheep right there, no. Instead, he kidnaps, or sheep-naps, the sheep and takes him to an abandoned house. As any fox would.
As any fox
And then,
would.
I don't know if I'm interpreting this the wrong way, but watching this scene, I was picking up some creepy, non-advertiser friendly vibes. The fox is basically telling the sheep, oh yeah, I'm gonna eat you. I'm gonna eat you. I'm gonna put you in my mouth.
Don't
Just
like
eat
that.
him already. Stop licking your lips. Look what he does with his tail, and tell me you're not picking up some sexual tension. There's even a part where the sheep started to run away, but then the fox dragged him back down. Where you think you're going, sheep boy?
I need an adult.
I'm going to be a furry. If you're weirded out by this, don't worry. I was too. And also, we're all done. Those were all the movies and shows that weren't too far suppressed down for me to tell you about. I asked a friend what movies weirded them out as a kid, and they said The Hunchback of Notre Dame. What are you talking about? That was a great movie. Get on my level.
was a
scrub.
great
I
movie.
used to watch foxes seduce their meals before they vored them. Were there any movies or TV shows that weirded you out as a kid? Write it down in a journal and give it to your parents and
Okay. Yeah. So that's interesting. I'm interested to see what you guys have to say. If there's any movies out there that you remember that kind of weirded you out. I can't really think of any. I feel like I probably should have thought about that before starting this video. I can't really think of any movies that weirded me out. Not really. I mean, I'm just trying to think of random stuff now. I mean, the Never-Ending Story, I feel like the dragon being like this puppet thing, probably kind of weird as a kid. But I don't think the movie was weird. Yeah, I can't really think of it. Because, like, I feel like for me as a kid, I just loved cartoons so much that I don't know that there was really anything that was like, oh, that's weird. She's like, oh yeah, this is a cartoon and this makes sense. You know? I mean, I'm also thinking of like, no, I mean, nothing really. I feel like my brain just kind of accepted that it's a cartoon. And so it's like, yeah, just kind of, like as, even as a child, I was like suspending my disbelief of whatever was happening. Cause it's like, well, anything could happen, right? Anything could happen in a cartoon. Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, make sure, let me know what you thought of this video. Let me know what other reactions, other stuff you want me to watch. And yeah, until next time, make sure to watch more cartoons.